I don't dream of labor, but if I've got to work, I want to do something that fulfills me. So I love that I'm able to do that now. Hi guys, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking about why I love being a consultant that works on my own terms as opposed to previously when I was a big law lawyer working like 2,000 plus billable hours a year, and that translates to at least 10 hours of active work every single day. Of course, there were peaks and troughs, but on the whole, like my hours were not the best. To now being in a position where I have better work-life balance, I actually work on things that I really enjoy, that make me work on projects that are not just related to my legal career, but also my other interests in technology. You guys have heard about my story probably before in this video here, and I talked there about my journey from, previously working in a role that paid me multiple six figures in big law to dropping everything, earning zero by learning how to code, and actually building this quite bespoke consultancy practice from scratch. I hope that the video will give you some inspiration, especially for some of you who are mid-career professionals who are thinking about how you can leverage your skills and your experience to now work on your own terms, because there really is nothing like being your own boss. It's not for everybody, but for me, it works really well right now. I'm not ruling out ever going back into full-time employment, but it has to be with the type of company that just basically blows my mind in terms of what they're offering, the type of company that will allow me to grow and basically level up and ultimately get to a point where I, don't have to work for anyone again. All right, so one of the best things that I love about being a consultant is really the fact that everything that I do right now is related to my interest or my background, and I really enjoy it. I call this career by design because I can't really describe to you what I do. The number of facets of my work include digital transformation, employee retention and engagement, especially for millennials and Gen Zs. I'm more of a millennial, but you guys have seen from my videos that I'm very, very passionate about empowering people to basically do the type of work that they love, leveraging their experience or actually moving and starting something new by relearning and then transforming their career into something that they really want to do, as opposed to something that maybe societal expectations have told them this is what you want to do, or even their parents may have told them, right? So that's very important to me. And I think that with our generation, companies are recognizing that they need to be a bit more diverse, inclusive. You can't force people to work in the old ways anymore because it might work for a time, but now millennials know that they don't have to work for anybody. They're really choosing to work for you because there are so many ways that you can, for example, start your own business now, and you don't necessarily require the same level of capital outlay as you did before. So this is something that I'm passionate about doing, and I've somehow managed to be able to build a career out of this by knowing who to talk to, by leveraging the networks that I have and amplifying them. I help other people do this on my Career Game Changer program on this channel. You guys know that I share free resources, but my program is a high-touch mentorship. I love having the freedom to kind of pick and choose the types of projects that I want to work on and basically do things that excite me. I'm not going to pretend that every work that I do is fabulous and exciting. Sometimes a job is a job, a business is a business. I love having the freedom to be able to pick and choose the deals that I want to do instead of feeling like I just have to do work to hit my billable targets and stuff. The things that I do now are things that I find interesting and intriguing, and I'm not going to lie, there is definitely grunt work. It's the fact, right? Because if you are even like a CEO of this boss company, you're still going to have to deal with crap. It's just the reality of work. A job is a job. And that's why in my video over here, I talked about how I don't dream of labor, but if I've got to work, I want to do something that fulfills me. So I love that I'm able to do that now. And it's something that I help my clients to do on the Career Game Changer program as well. We help them navigate their path into work that they love doing as opposed to something that they're doing because their parents told them to do it. They just ended up there because that's what they studied at university, or they can't think of anything else to do. The next thing I love about being a consultant is the flexibility. I'm able to say, I don't want to work on X day because I'm doing X, Y, Z or the other, or I can choose the hours that I work as long as I give people notice in advance. I find that a lot more easier to manage because it really suits my personality, and the companies that I work for right now know that I have my own business, which is the Career Game Changer program, and also the app that I've been building that we had to put on hold because of COVID. So being able to do something that allows me to be flexible, I don't have to be chained to an office or a desk all day is just a blessing that I really can't underestimate the value of. The truth is though that being a consultant means that you have to be a lot more disciplined. Like I make sure that I deliver on what people have hired me to do. So I block out chunks of my day and I'm like, from this time to this time, I'm working on this project. And I typically tend to work on my own things either early on in the morning around 5 a.m. or so when I wake up, or later in the evening. And you guys might be like, I thought you said that you went away from long hours in law and now it sounds like your hours are pretty bad. The thing is, it's different when you're working for yourself, because if you love what you're doing and you're stimulated, to a certain extent, it doesn't feel like work. Like genuinely, like my days are just so good on the whole. There's times where I'm exhausted. Like yesterday, I was really, really exhausted because I was trying to learn this new tech platform and stuff. And you know, when you're learning something new and you've never done it before, it can be quite exhausting. So that wasn't fun in itself. But on the whole, I feel like I achieved a state of flow when I'm working on the different projects that I'm on. And that's something that I never really got in law. Like I loved being a lawyer, don't get me wrong. But for me, I felt like law was very much a diminishing returns type of thing. Like if I'm working for more than 9 hours on the same thing, looking at the same contract, reading the same dry language, I get bored. So I don't do that anymore, even though I still work on contracts from time to time. But it's, again, the underlying things that I'm working on is different. So that's one of the things that I love the most about it. The next thing I love about being a consultant is an obvious one, which is the income. I love that I am working less, arguably, and earning around the same as what I used to earn before. And I think if my business continues to move on the track that it is right now, and I continue to attract more of the types of clients that I have right now, then that trajectory is going to blow my former legal salary out of the water, which is something that is very, very exciting to me, because you know that I'm all about that financial independence and retire early life. I don't want to be working forever. I want to get to a point where, you know, my money is working not just for me, but working for other people as well, in terms of the charitable projects and stuff that I'm really, really dedicated to building. I would love to get to a point where I've established like a charitable foundation to honor my dad's memory, because that man was just I can't even talk about it right now, but that's something that's really, really important for me. And the fact that I'm able to earn money now and save towards that mission, amongst other things, is something that I feel like is invaluable. So it works out really, really well for me. Oh, and one of the things that I love the most about working for myself, especially now that we have COVID, where most of us are working from home, to be honest, I do miss the office, but geez, being able to be detached from office politics is just the best. There's office politics in every company that you go to. Sometimes it's toxic, sometimes it's just the nature of the role, right? There are irritating people, sometimes there's issues. It's just a fact. It's just what happens, right? You're not going to love everybody. But being able to kind of be away from politics, drama has been really, really nice. You know, I have a level of detachment from it because my job is not dependent on this one person, like making sure this one person is happy or this group of people are happy. I have deliverables, of course, and my clients are my number one, but it's kind of different, you know? I think maybe I'm a bit burnt from the whole like private practice environment, where if you work for one partner and that partner doesn't get along with that partner, then you're in the middle like, please get along so I can just do my job properly and no one asks me why I was working on this thing. I'm billing my time to this partner instead of that partner. Guys, I think maybe this is a big law thing that that was an issue for me, but I don't have to deal with that anymore. And even though I'm working for some legal clients, I don't have to deal with that anymore, and it's fantastic. Lastly, being a consultant really allows me to focus on the things that are my priorities in life, which is really my relationships. Of course, the money is great, and yes, I have a baseline that I will never go below, but money is not the most important thing, as I talk about many, many times on this channel. I think, you know, being fulfilled in lots of different areas of your life, being able to find time for things that give you joy is very important, and I'm able to do that because I am a consultant and I mostly work on my own terms, which is fantastic. It's something that I cannot underestimate, because I know what it's like to work and earn all of this money, but you don't have time to spend it, or when you're spending it to kind of soothe your soul, and all of these holidays and designer bags and all of these things that don't really have meaning because you're trying to like nurture yourself, as opposed to now when I earn money, I'm a lot more grateful for it. I mean, I was before, but you earn money and you're like, I really worked for this, but I didn't have to kind of sacrifice myself or feel resentful or anything, because really I'm doing something that I chose to do. I've designed my own career. I'm happy with it. I can see my career trajectory and I know that the future is bright. That is basically it. If that sounds like something that you might be into doing as well, I'm basically hosting a live private training. I've been talking about this for a while now, but it's in the works. It should be up live. The date should be out for people who are on the wait list in a couple of weeks. So if that's something that you're interested in, then click the link in the description box below to get on the wait list. Of course, when you watch this video, it may already be live, but essentially that training is all about career transformation and how to design a life and career that you want. It's for people in particular who have experience. It may not be in the same field that you want to transition into, but want to know how they can translate their experience and leverage that into building successful new careers anywhere in the world. So if that's something that you are super excited about, then get on the list, because I am excited to meet you there too. What do you guys think about consulting? Is it something that you've ever explored? Do you know much about it? Have you only thought that consultants are management consultants, like business consultants? What is your view on that? Comment below, let me know. Let's have a discussion, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.